Hello, this is Roman Budek. I'm going to show a common error that you might see as you're programming the near-field magnetic induction radio board. I've pulled up my LPC Expresso. I have not clicked on anything. I see my console window open and I want to go straight to flash programming. So I will take my LPC Link board and plug it in, LPC Link 2 board. I get my audio tone telling me that it did recognize it. The LED is a solid color on. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my development board. So I've programmed, I've got it into either programming port, the top one to do the 2280 or the bottom one to do the LPC micro. I've programmed it into the bottom one to program the LPC device. And now I want to go ahead and flash program it, and I've purposely created an error. And so now I'm going to pick my flash programming tool. It does find the red link too. Maybe if it's the first time you connected it, it was asking you which emulator probe you want to use, so you choose the red link 2. Now the console window on the bottom seems to tell you everything's going okay. It found the serial wire debug, it found JTAG and so forth, but this weird screen comes up here telling you it did not find the crystal value of the board and it does not have a flash driver. At this point, even if I pick either one, flash driver or the EEPROM, and try to program a part, there I get is it's not supported by the product. The issue is that I have not selected a project which to program with, so I don't have to shut completely down. I can leave my LPC link, red link connected. I have to pick a project, BER or some other project that I want to work on, standalone or hosted. Now when I select this, it'll know which device I want to select. So I've got this project open and I'm going to go ahead and do the BER. And now I can see that it's in fact, it does not have that weird clock frequency asking me to select that because I found it on my target. It also pre-identifies that I'm trying to do the LPC device. Again, I've previously done also the directly programming in the device, so I have that available as a configuration file. But if I see the crystal clock frequency, it means it did not find the board. I have the BER. I've got my programming buttons all three down, so I'm going to go ahead and hit program, and now the device will go ahead and flash. So again, if a project is not selected, I may get that weird message saying it did not find a device. I've programmed my flash. Go down here, flash written successfully. Let me just go ahead and try running the board. Yep, and so now my LCD has in fact changed, and it says that it's running the BER test, which is what I had programmed the flash for. Any other questions, let me know. I'll try to do some other common error configurations for this as well. Hello, this is Roman Budek. I'm going to show you another error about the target marked as non-debuggable. I've brought up my workbench, my LPC Express. I have my default workspace opened up. I have any project selected, BER project, to make sure I have the right device. I'm going to go ahead and then do flash programming. I want to program this as a 2280 directly without using the LPC host interface. So I have my jumper on as the instructions show. That's the leftmost jumper, two-position jumper, so that it is in circuit programming mode. I do have my slide switches all three down. I have my LPC Link 2 connected to the top connector as it should be for doing the flash programming of the 2280. I have a solid red light on my LPC Link probe, which means I have a USB connection, but I have not connected to the probe because I power cycled since I saw this command window down here. So I'm going to go ahead and select the programming flash tool. It's finding my probe. Everything looks good. Found the serial wire debug. I was on a BER project. It does find my board, so that's good. It finds the right clock, target clock, and so forth. I'm going to follow the instructions like I should, choosing the EEPROM, and I'm going to browse. And in this case, I'm going to do standalone. I want to see the EEP file rather than the AXF, so I'm going to choose all. And there's my EEP file. That should work. Hit open. And now I'm going to flash program. I get an error saying the target is marked as non-debuggable. That means either I have a board that came directly fresh from the factory, or I've loaded some kind of software. In this case, I had the BER software loaded, and it's not permitting the use of the serial wire debug. So what I'm going to have to do is actually refresh the microcontroller board as a hosted device first. And so after I do that, I will be able to go ahead and program the device as required. And so what I'm going to do is, off camera you won't see, but I'm going to go ahead and turn off the development board, move my connector down to the bottom because I have to reflash the device. I'm going to pull my jumper, my in-circuit programming jumper off, turn on my board, and it does say it's running the BER software. Now what I have to do is I have to flash it. So I'm going to flash the board. Again, to recap where I am, I've got the lower connector connected, so I'm going to reprogram the LPC device. I've got my emulator board connected, and I've got the board running. I've got it powered up, and I'm going to reprogram the LPC microcontroller and then have it redo the binaries. And the file that I want to do is demo host, because that will put the 2280 into a serial wire debuggable mode where I can reprogram it. So I go ahead and I have my probe has made a connection. I do want to stay with the LPC at the moment because I'm going to go ahead and do my demo host software debug and demo host. So I will open that up. Okay, to reflash. Flash is done successfully. What I have to do now is continue with the flash programming, again shown in a separate video, so I won't cut away with the camera here, but what I do have to do is cycle it. So I have to put up power it off, turn on slider switch 3, power it up. It tells me it's programming the EEPROM of the 2280. Wait until my message tells me that it's programmed. Programming done. Move slider 3 down, turn it off, turn it back on. My software's running. I can use slider 1 in this case for the demo and see that it does come up at the MP3 player mode. I'm going to turn all the 3 sliders down. I'm going to go ahead off camera and move my programming cable up to the top connection because now I want to do the serial wire debug of my device, and so that's what I'm going to move it to. And let me see if I can reflash my board now. So again, the demo host mode is permitting the 2280 to be in a mode where I can program serial wire debug. Before it was not. And so now I'm going to select my target. In this case now I'm going to be doing the EEPROM memory because that's what I've set it up for. I'm just going to go ahead here and cheat, and I'm going to go into, say, standalone mode, pick out one of these EEP files, and hit flash programming on this. I've got my board. Oh, board is not powered up. Powered up my board. Emulator is flashing because it just programmed it previously, and now I can see that I can go ahead and flash the device by having the demo host software loaded first. That allowed the 2280 to be serial wire debugged. And when this is done, I'll be ready to go. Successfully done. So again, the key was to have software, the demo host loaded first. Any other questions? Feel free to get a hold of your NXP sales team. Thanks.